They told him he was done. They buried him. They laughed at him behind closed doors, passed him around from locker room whispers to backstage politics like he was nothing. They called him injury-prone. They called him a problem. They said CM Punk would never be relevant again in WWE, and Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, the man who has had his boot on the neck of this entire company for 4 years, he smiled. He smirked. He looked at that camera and said, "Acknowledge me." Well, Roman, he acknowledged you all right. And last night on Monday Night Raw, CM Punk didn't just come back. He didn't just make an entrance. He didn't cut a promo. He didn't pose for the crowd. He came back to destroy you. And Roman Reigns is not okay. I'm going to say that again, Roman Reigns is not okay. If you are a Roman Reigns fan, I need you to sit down right now, because what I'm about to show you and break down for you is going to make your blood boil. And if you are a CM Punk fan, buckle up, because your guy just rewrote the entire script of WWE in one single night. This is Ring Rumble 1. Let's get into it. Segment 1, set the stage. Before we dive into what happened last night, we need to talk about the tension that has been building for months. Because people act like the CM Punk and Roman Reigns collision came out of nowhere. It didn't. This has been simmering since the moment Punk walked back through that curtain at Survivor Series not too long ago, and the entire arena lost its mind. Because here's the thing about CM Punk that separates him from everybody else on that roster: he doesn't need a storyline to feel dangerous. He walks out there and it feels real. It always has. That's his gift. That's why they couldn't keep him away. That's why even after everything, the lawsuits, the fallout, the years away, the fans still chanted his name. And Roman Reigns? Roman has been operating at a level nobody in WWE has reached in modern history. For years as Universal or WWE Champion, the Bloodline, the Special Counsel, the Honorary US, the Sami Zayn saga, the Cody Rhodes story. Roman has been the gravitational center of this entire company. But here's what Roman forgot. Every empire has a breaking point. And CM Punk? CM Punk is the breaking point. Segment 2, the return, frame by frame. Now let me walk you through exactly what happened, because if you haven't seen it yet, strap in, and if you have seen it, you're going to want to relive every single second of this. Raw is rolling. The crowd is electric. Roman Reigns is in the ring, doing what Roman does, commanding the space, soaking in the booze, letting Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline flank him like the royal court he thinks he is. The lights are up. He's got the mic. He starts talking about legacy, about bloodlines, about how nobody can touch him, about how he's the greatest of all time. And then, the music hits. You know the music. You've known the music your whole life as a wrestling fan. That glass-shattering but different energy. That cult-like, electric buzz that rips through an arena like a lightning bolt. CM Punk's music. And I want you to understand, this crowd did not just pop. They didn't just cheer. They exploded. I'm talking about a sound that you could feel in your chest even through your TV screen. Grown men in that arena are grabbing strangers. Women are screaming. Kids are pointing. The noise is deafening. Roman Reigns turns. And for just a fraction of a second, and I mean a fraction, you can see it on his face. Not fear exactly, but something. Something he doesn't show often. Something that looked a whole lot like recognition. Like he knew. Like somewhere deep down, the head of the table knew that this moment was always coming. Punk walks out. No rush. No sprint to the ring. He walks with that slow, deliberate, absolute confidence that only a man who has nothing to prove carries. The pipe bomb. The GTS. The best in the world. He walks down that ramp like he owns every inch of it. The Bloodline starts moving. Solo steps forward. Jimmy USO braces. Paul Heyman, and watch Paul Heyman's face on this, because it is priceless. Paul Heyman starts backing away. Because Paul Heyman has been in this business long enough to know when something real is about to happen. Punk slides into the ring. Roman drops the mic. And before anyone can react, before Solo can close the gap, before security can get involved, before the referee can even flinch, Punk goes straight for Roman. Segment 3, the attack. What happened next is going to be talked about for years. And I want to be clear, this wasn't a work-looking, choreographed brawl where two guys throw soft punches and roll around and wait for referees. This looked violent. This looked like a man who has been holding on to years of rage, years of being doubted, years of politics, years of injury and comeback and struggle, and releasing every single drop of it directly onto Roman Reigns. Punk hits Roman with a right hand that snaps his head back. Roman tries to answer and Punk ducks it, grabs him, and drives him into the corner with a force that shakes the ring ropes. The Bloodline tries to swarm and Punk, this is insane. Punk doesn't back down. He turns into Solo Sikoa and hits him with a knee that sends him into the ropes. This man is alone in a ring with the entire Bloodline and he is not backing up 1 inch. Roman recovers and catches Punk from behind. Throws him hard into the turnbuckle. Punk bounces off and Roman pounces, pounding Punk with heavy forearms, trying to establish control, trying to remind everyone in that building who the tribal chief is. But Punk is not going down. Every time Roman gets momentum, Punk fights back. He is bleeding. I don't know if it's a hard way cut or what, but Punk has got crimson on his forehead and it only seems to make him more dangerous. He catches Roman mid-punch, hooks the arm, and executes a go-to-sleep that rattles the entire ring and sends Roman Reigns crashing to the canvas. The place loses its mind. Solo Sikoa charges in and Punk catches him with a second GTS back-to-back and the crowd is chanting CM Punk so loud you can't even hear the commentary team. But Punk isn't done. Here is where it crosses from wrestling moment to something genuinely alarming. Punk picks up a steel chair. He looks at Roman who is on the mat, trying to get his bearings, and he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't posture. He doesn't talk to the crowd. He just raises the chair and brings it down on Roman's back. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The crowd is counting. The referees are flooding the ring. But Punk is methodical. He is in a zone that we haven't seen from him before. Security rushes in. It takes 7 people 7 to pull CM Punk off of Roman Reigns. And as they drag him back, Punk locks eyes with Roman who is being helped up by trainers, who is clutching his back, who looks for the first time in 4 years like a man who has been truly, physically, undeniably hurt. And Punk just smiles. That smile. That ice-cold, terrifying, I told you so smile. He mouths 2 words to Roman Reigns. Best wrestler. Segment for the aftermath. Now, let's talk about what this means. Because the attack was incredible but the fallout might be even bigger. Roman Reigns was reportedly helped to the back by 2 trainers and was not seen for the remainder of Raw. The commentary team went quiet in a way that felt scripted to feel real, talking about Roman's condition and whether we'd get any updates. Paul Heyman was backstage immediately, on his phone, pacing. Cameras caught it. Whatever Heyman's doing, he's in crisis mode. The bloodline is visibly shaken. Solo Sikoa, who just weeks ago was looking unbeatable, was on the mat after a GTS. Jimmy USO looked lost. The whole operation, the whole aura of invincibility that Roman and his family have spent years building cracked. Maybe cracked beyond repair. And the internet? The internet lost it. Within 20 minutes of this happening, CM Punk was the #1 trending topic not just on wrestling Twitter but on the entire platform. Clips are everywhere. Fan reactions are everywhere. People are filming themselves watching it and their reactions are going viral. This is the kind of moment that transcends wrestling fandom and bleeds into pop culture. Segment 5. What comes next? So where does this go from here? Let's break down the possibilities because this is where it gets really interesting. Option 1, and I think this is the most likely, this sets up a match of historic proportions. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at a premium live event. Maybe WrestleMania. Maybe sooner. Because WWE does not let a moment like this just sit. They're going to build on it, monetize it, and deliver a payoff. And the good news is the payoff is already written. Punk is obsessed with Roman. Roman's pride is shattered. The bloodline wants revenge. The story tells itself. Option 2, and this is the wilder scenario, the attack was so brutal, so physical, that creative decides to keep them apart for a while. Let the tension breathe. Let Punk cut promos about what he did. Let Roman seethe in silence and rebuild. Build it slow and make the eventual collision feel like the most important match in the last decade. Honestly, this might be the smarter play long term. Option 3, and some of you are going to love this, Paul Heyman turns. Paul Heyman, who has history with CM Punk that goes back decades, who managed Punk in ECW, who understands Punk better than almost anyone alive. What if Paul sees the writing on the wall and aligns with Punk? What if the special counsel decides to jump to the winning side? That would break the internet in ways we haven't even seen yet. Segment 6. The legacy angle. Here's what I really want to talk about though, because I think this gets overlooked. CM Punk being back in WWE and going after Roman Reigns is not just a good wrestling storyline, it's a correction. It's the universe balancing itself out. CM Punk left WWE in 2014 disillusioned, burned out, feeling undervalued, overworked, and disrespected by the very company that built him. He went away. He fought in the UFC, respect to him for that, it takes courage. He came back to wrestling with AEW, had great moments, had controversy, had more drama, and then he came back to WWE, and for a lot of fans, the question was always, will Punk ever get the real moment? The one that cements his legacy in the way his talent always deserved? Last night on Raw, that question was answered. What Punk did to Roman Reigns wasn't just physically brutal, it was symbolic. It was a man reclaiming his position. It was CM Punk saying to the fans, to the locker room, to the executives, to every person who ever doubted him, I am still the best wrestler in the world. Not in promo, not in concept, in the ring, with my hands, right now. Roman Reigns built his legacy on dominance, on the idea that nobody could touch him. Punk just touched him, hard, repeatedly, and walked out of that ring bleeding, breathing heavy, but standing while Roman was being helped to the back. Legacy-wise? This changes everything. Outro call to action. I need to know where you stand on this right now. Are you team CM Punk? Do you think he was justified? Do you think Roman had this coming after years of sitting at the top? Or are you team Roman? Do you think this was a cowardly attack? Do you think the tribal chief is going to come back and make Punk pay in a way that ends his career? Drop it in the comments. Right now. I am reading every single one tonight. I want to hear your takes, your predictions, your wildest conspiracy theories about where this goes. And if this video got you fired up, if your heart was racing while you watched this, share it. Send it to your wrestling friends. Post it. Your favorite wrestling fan needs to see this breakdown, because what happened on Raw last night is not something you let people miss. Smash that like button if you believe CM Punk just changed everything. Subscribe to Ring Rumble 1 if you want to be first every single time something this massive happens in WWE.